What is a day in the life of Domination Nation like?
This is up at the house, just kind of a different perspective. Some of my kids there have put Christmas lights up. We've still not taken them down. But my house is about a quarter mile from my gym, just up on a hill. We built this house about 10 years ago, moved into this small town. Really like sort of the privacy of it. I'm gonna take you guys down to the gym here in a second. Give you a little perspective. It's a beautiful morning. Here, this is kind of looking out from the house with our pond and everything. This is all kind of developed after we moved here. So we kind of started from the ground up. So just for kicks, I'll show you the basement where my gym used to be. Those of you who've seen some of my older videos. So it's actually kind of a little bit of a mess down here because still in the process of cleaning up. But if you came down here and looked at some of my old videos, you'd see gym equipment scattered everywhere. Still trying to do some organizing, and we'll finish this basement here before long. But just getting rid of a bunch of junk. So just in this space alone, if you saw, I probably had about 200 workout machines, which is hard to believe when you look at it now. The only thing I've got left is these sets of easy curls and straight curls that I'm selling. I mean, this has been over a year since I've moved everything down to the gym, but just to give you a perspective. So one of the reasons I bought this property was I knew that I wanted a big home gym, just a huge home gym. And, you know, the land provided me, we have about 40 acres here. The land here was phenomenal. I mean, at the time, I just scrimped by and just kind of live with what I had, but all with plans for eventually building what I did.
So we're gonna head down to the gym from my house, which is just a little bit above my house. I don't have my driveway paved yet. That's probably the toughest part of my property just because it's so long. I don't feel like paying that much, so we have kind of a stone driveway. But we'll kind of take you down. So a lot of people kind of asking what I do for a living. I don't make a dime from my gym yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to monetize it. I would love to get a tax break for all this gym equipment I buy. But I'm a foot surgeon at the local hospital, so obviously do pretty well. Certainly pay my fair share of taxes. But I would love to figure out a way. I'm actually envious of gym owners that can just write off all these expenses, because I haven't been able to write any of this stuff off. So now we're approaching the gym. You can see my daughter's actually already, my oldest is actually already down here working out. So a bird literally flew like into my gym and broke one of my windows, double pane, like tempered glass. Pretty crazy. Not too long ago. So we've got plexiglass there until I get this replaced. So it's a beautiful day. So we have the garage doors open, bringing nice cool breeze in. So I typically will come down. I usually spend like half an hour to an hour most days tweaking gym equipment, cleaning up or fixing something, or those people have gyms kind of know just the maintenance that goes into it. So when you got like 250 plus machines and it's just you, no employees, and you work a full-time job, it's a different story. So you do what you can when you can. But I've got an endless list of projects literally that I'll get to one day, as far as refurbs I want to do, tweaks I want to do. And it also depends on the availability of my welder, who's kind of just hit and miss spotty. There's my oldest pushing on the Medix selectorized leg press. Push it, sweetie, push it. You got it. Nice work. Keep going, push it. How does it feel?
I like this machine a lot.
Isn't that machine awesome? If you were on YouTube and I was making a video of my gym right now, would you say this is one of your top leg machines that we have?
Definitely.
So if I were to ask you what you think the most amazing section of this gym is, or what section you prefer more than others, what body part would you think it would be?
I mean, definitely probably legs.
Yeah, I think legs and back, those two especially, are just
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah, there's a ton of good back machines over there that I've seen.
Machine. Now I'm going to show them this one over here that we just got. I think maybe just as good. Right here. One of the adjustments. So you may try a lightweight first.
Yeah.
Just a lightweight. Just play, and you can play around. It's a stride unit, so you can adjust.
Oh, gotcha.
I would do it like number 3 or number 2. Those are the best.
Yeah.
Play around with both of those.
Whoa.
Different feel, huh?
Yeah.
Similar movement to the Medics. Slightly different feel, huh?
Yeah, it angles downward at the top.
Kind of a cool piece, huh?
Yeah.
If once you learn how to use this cam over here, it's a phenomenal piece.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
So check this out, guys. I'm gonna I'll show you some footage of a workout in a little bit, but I got a couple new machines here as well. I'm trying to create and move around and get some space because I have 3 new machines literally coming early next week. So how do you decide? How do I decide what movements to do, what machines to do when you have access to so many different options? That's like a great question. I like to switch my routine up every 6 to 8 weeks. So there are times, honestly, that machines haven't been used in 6-7 months sometimes. I haven't used this Empire. I'll probably use it today. I haven't probably used it in 7 months. Doesn't make it a bad machine. It's just there's only so many movements and machines you can do at a time.
So we're going to move from a compound movement to an isolation movement, starting with this Nebula incline lever row.
That's a freaking heavy machine.
So here's a cool little tweak I want you guys to try that have this machine, is kneeling in front of it. So my left leg is up, the contralateral leg. So I'm going from kneeling in front to seated. So the kneeling part hits the stretch portion better, the lower back, the iliac lats better. The seated portion hits more thoracic lat. It's a phenomenal difference in stretch and hitting the lower lat. You can lean forward a little bit, lean into it to do kind of like a lat prayer.
So I'm telling you, the kneeling version of that Explode one-arm seated row is so superior with stretch and with contraction. A phenomenal difference. It's one of the best selectorized seated row machines there is, period. Certainly the most unique.
And then we're going to do a one-arm Star Trek high row. I continue to prefer high rows where the weight is behind me. So this is a tip I want you to try using this machine in similar high rows. Keep your chin tucked the entire time with a slight lean forward. You can see I'm about 60 degrees forward. I'm not straight upright. I've got that chest pad all the way out, and I'm pushing my chest into the pad, and I'm pushing my rear end into the back. It's the perfect engagement of the lat. Following right along the lat fibers. Again, your chin is tucked, your chest is out, and your rear end is back. You're slightly leaned forward. Try that tip next time you use it. It absolutely lights up the lats.
So check this out. I'm going to show you now a machine you probably have never seen before. This is only my second time using it. Really cool, unique, one-of-a-kind piece.
I got a couple really cool pieces from the West Coast crossaxestech recently. This is one of them. So this cool tweak I found really makes this machine unique. Instead of straight engaging, I actually turn my hips to the side slightly so that when the movement arm comes down, it's slightly in front of me and not just to my side. That engages the lats so much better. There's so many things you can do with this machine. I'm just getting started, but this is one of the tweaks of just turning to the side slightly to really engage the lat better. There's certainly a learning curve with this machine, I can tell, but slow negatives and hard contractions and leaning really hits the lats. It's like the Nautilus behind the neck, but a better version of that. Like Henry, the inventor, said, this is literally like an isolation or a concentration curl for the lats. So I'm just doing one all-out set. So notice when I do it, I keep my head up. I'm not leaning and crunching forward. I'm using good form. I kind of cringe watching some people in their form with pullovers where they're just crunching in like they're doing an abdominal exercise instead of a lat exercise. Your head and your neck need to be up when you're doing it, so you get the full range of motion. So I'm doing as many as I can underhand, then as many as I can overhand, then I'm doing kind of forced negatives. I'm kind of assisting down and doing slow negatives on the way up to really accentuate the stretch of the lat. So this is probably one of my top pullovers right now. So incline dumbbell curls are always phenomenal. So I'm doing this Havak Triad triple drop set from hardest to easiest. Notice I'm using the standing Atlantis bench at a 30-degree angle at the lowest setting and at the highest setting at a 60-degree angle. The first set is the 30-degree, the second set is the 60. One focuses on the stretch position more, one focuses on the top position more. So really cool way to light up the biceps with not too much volume.
All right, check out this cool way to use the Strive bicep curl. You guys have probably never used it or seen it used this way before. Really cool, awesome way to use it. So for my last bicep movement, I stand in front of the Strive plate-loaded bicep machine, and I do 2 sets back-to-back. One with all the weight on the end range, doing a drag curl, and the other at the beginning range. So I'm dragging the bar up my bicep. So it's a really cool way to hit the peak of the bicep and hit the bicep from a different angle. Just hits the biceps and the arms very differently, and using the Strive technology is awesome for this movement. And then just one quick drop set of triceps. One of my favorite go-to tricep movements, kneeling, leaning forward, cable overhead triceps. You're getting full stretch and full contraction using this scap strap. I did some heavier dips, low reps yesterday, so this is just a touch-up, just one drop set, and that's plenty. So sometimes I like to walk a mile or 2 after, just to cool down. Sometimes I'll do it at a separate time, sometimes I won't. Since it's a Saturday, it's kind of more freedom with time. A lot of times when I work out, it's during lunch in between patients and work, so I'm kind of limited on time. I may go down later, just work on a few things down at the gym, depending on if I want to, with some other chores and stuff I have to do. I mean, I could literally hire a full-time landscaper here, a full-time groundskeeper, just because there's that much going on. One of my kids going down to work out. That's the cool thing with having a gym space like this. For some reason, a lot of times my kids prefer to work out by themselves rather than me tell them what to do. Show them some things now and then, but for the most part, they kind of like their space. So back up here from workout, you can see there's a lot of commotion. I got 6 kids, and sometimes they have friends over, so there's never a dull moment in this house. So here's the cabinet. You can see there's not a ton of supplements. I'm not into a lot of the BS on the fitness industry, but there obviously are some essentials. So I like to do some Some creatine and magnesium after I work out a lot of times. Definitely one of the most underrated and needed supplements by just about everyone living in the U.S. is fish oil. I could do a video on supplements at a different time. So I think we may jump in for a quick dip. Just take it easy, calm the nervous system down, and just chill for a while. So it's later in the afternoon. It's almost 5 o'clock. Did a little yard work. We're just walking back down to the gym. Gonna get some things ready for my welder. I probably got, hopefully we can get 7 or 8 machines done when he comes over again. If you watch this far, kudos to you. I know this is a longer video, just to kind of give you a window into who I am. Can certainly make lots more content this nature. But you know, this has just been a project of mine I've worked on for years. I'm not a trust fund baby. I don't have some big inheritance. I've worked hard. I've collected for a long time. And like I said earlier in the video, none of this is, I have no tax write-off. So it's like coming out of my paycheck. You know, I got other financial obligations. I like to invest, like to do other things with it too. So gym equipment isn't certainly my only passion, but it's certainly one of them. So love your support as you continue to follow this project. It's going to be next level.